Hey guys, welcome back to the Confinement RM YouTube channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day getting ourselves back in Taylor 2 Technicals video here looking at XRP. You know what's interesting is yesterday we did talk about the fact that we could see a bounce out of the region that we were in if certain criteria were to unfold. And nonetheless, we have actually seen the latter half of it. You know, we gave it like a 70-30 split yesterday. Or a 60-40. I think we were like 60-40. And what's interesting is we actually held this trend line. You know, we were talking more about the fact that we wanted to hold around 49.8. But, you know, we kind of were throwing in the towel if we were really to break through this 0.5 around 49.44 with conviction. And as you can see, it came in for support. And it didn't quite tap, but it didn't quite fall below it either. But kind of just negated. And I think if we come here in a 1 hour, you can actually see how it had that nice reversal to the upside. That next candle out of there after it kind of wicked below this trend line actually had a nice wick to the upside, and as you can see, it brought itself right back up there above the 236 shortly after. So we're getting good volume back in with XRP. As you can see, you know, we were talking about last night, we were kind of going sideways and it was pretty stagnant with the volume here. So it's nice to see that exactly turn around, and at the moment we're actually at that exact point that we had thought if we were to have turned around here and flown up to the upside, we had here around that 50 literally this 51 and 2/10, and we're sitting here at 51 and 2/10. So let's see what happens. We're gonna have to basically close this candle the next hour and a half. Even if it were to close a little bit below it, come back to support here around 51, 50 and 9/10 and explode. You have that room, especially here since we're actually starting to see we're about to get a nice bullish cross here on the moving averages, so we could even get more relief, which we could see up here to around 52 cents almost, 52 and a half if we wanted to, but the next resistance being there around 51 and a half, so I wouldn't jump the gun yet just on that. But you know, we made a higher high than the last time when we came over here, but we're getting stumped out by that previous push after the low came in here around that 49.950 cents. So just keeping that on the back burner. But how are we going to play this next play? So that's definitely something we got to think about. Here on the 1 hour, I mean, it is making a tear. We're seeing an absolute rip. You know, we're sitting here around a 70 on the RSI here, and you know, we haven't seen it that high since over here on the 19th, over here on the 14th. So it's about time for it to get some sort of recourse for a push upwards. We haven't seen a crazy one though since over here on July 14th. So if we get a rip out of here, you could see it go up into the 90 here. But what we're noting here is that we're not seeing a crazy drop off in volume yet. We came up and then it dropped a little bit, but you know, comparing it to previous times, like usually you start to see that gradual drop, but this has been pretty consistent, and I'm actually surprised. And at the moment, it's still trying to push. So I'm not writing it off just yet as just like, oh, this is just a rebound upwards. We're going to be seeing that you see that first support comes in here. It could wick here in the 1 hour down to 50 and 6/10, and then still continue on the upside. If it really, really wanted to. And you can see even here, it shows it here in the 4 hour, it could even go back down to 50 and 4/10 and still be bullish, come back to support, and then fly out of here if it really, really wanted to. So I'm giving you that notion because it is very, if you're trading and you're trying to make these plays, you're trading signals like that. I mean, I don't see here on the MACD any indication that, you know, is it start coming back down to earth, and you know, we haven't seen that parabola yet. You know, I'm just definitely intrigued to see it come back. That's nice to see. 15-minute looking bueno. We got a massive pullback here in the 15-minute within the past couple hours, and now it's starting to trend back upwards. I think if I were to grab for myself, I mean, even this chart's fine. This breaking through with conviction around 51 and 2/10, I mean, you're looking at 51 and 5/10. But this is all such small movement, in the grand scheme of things. I think you would be using this sort of trend in Fibonacci to kind of gauge this. So you couldn't even really move that if you wanted to, because there'd be no need to just do this. I mean, maybe if you were to line up with the top of these and zoom out a little bit and see where that actually came to, but they're both the same top. Okay, you kind of can't go diagonal with it unless you keep it the way it was before, way I had it before, like that. I mean, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to do the same sort of thing. Let's see. Does that go back to the way that it was? There we go. Back to the way it was. And that super large move was exactly what we just saw. And we see that what the biggest outlook it could look like is just getting to 51.5. So moon boots and anything don't really come back on until we get to the 702 around 51 and 5/10 and actually break through there with conviction. So, we're at our first stop right now at 51 and 2/10 and a second stop being there at 51 and 5. So, I mean, it makes sense and it lines up exactly with the Fibonacci's here. So, we just need to see if we can break through with conviction, because either way, it's just a retrace. And, it makes sense. We got pushed into the floor, our rebound, after going sideways here. So if I'm looking for a short-term pullback, if anything, if we can't get a good close out of here, back to at least 50 and 4/10, and then a gradual push up here to the 702, 786 region before another fall, I would say the 51 and 5/10 would be really the make or break if we're actually going to do something. So if we're going to come back down to earth, come down to here, obviously it'll be a little bit more gradual, and then fly up, hit this, come back down and fly out. I mean, that's exactly what I want to see. But if we kind of come back down to earth like this and then fly back up, hit here, and then start to trip sideways, then I'm going to kind of have doubts for a very short-term relief coming out, and it just pounding to the upside. But this is just what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a conviction held above this 382, and then we just get that continual push to the upside and drive the volume on that upside when we're getting to that region, and have that momentum ready once we get there. So right now we've exhausted a lot of momentum in order for us to get where we are right now. So if we kind of come down a little bit and then explode up, because we also have the 200-day moving average sitting here on the 4-hour, literally right at that 702, which is exactly where we would kind of reach to if we, that's where we're going to be trying to go. I mean, we have a gap to fill. Who are we kidding? So that's just my thought process. But like I said, it just depends on how you guys are trading. But I hope you guys are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you guys have a good one. Remember, none of it's financial advice, just my personal opinion, per usual, and just me ranting and getting my thoughts out to you guys. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys on the next one.